raised right outside of Chicago, and I was lucky enough to land in Youngstown. I've been telling stories since I was in high school, and I want to continue doing that right here.
My name is Mike Case, and I love this area. I grew up here, I went to school here, and I work here. Always have. Lauren and I both know there are so many good stories to tell and so many good people that deserve the spotlight. And this program allows us to do just that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the holiday edition of Valley Spotlight.
Happy Easter, everyone. We are doing something super special on this holiday as we prepare for our 100th episode, which will be coming up next week. We thought we would take a moment to see how far we've come over the past several years.
You know, like when you listen to American Top 40 and you finally get to number one, and then they take a look back at last year's number one before they take it to number one. It's kind of like that.
We're doing that today.
Yeah, and plus it's a holiday week, so we're kind of taking the week off.
Yeah, well, not the week off. We've had so many different things going on when it comes to this 100th episode that, you know, to take a moment to revisit where we came from, I think just makes me more appreciative for what's to come in the future. Right. And on a personal note, Mike, thank you for
oh my gosh,
taking this journey with me because it was a really it was a courageous move on behalf of Mike and myself and our team. Fred, as he's timing this show, and Ron, as he's staring at me thinking, please don't mess this up, Lauren. Please don't mess this up.
And members of our team that started the whole thing with us when it was just a half-hour program.
Right, and all of them are going to be featured on this episode with the very first times that they were ever on Valley Spotlight, along with our very first stories that were in the Spotlight, which is a very popular part of our website. We've got hundreds of thousands of people,
Isn't that
Mike,
crazy?
And you know, over almost 400 stories that we've done for people for free. And we can't do that without our generous sponsors. People ask us all the time, how do you do this? Well, it's because of Steelite. It is because of Bistro. Kelly Warren and Russ City and everyone that's been a part of our commercials, those things that you see in between each of our stories, couldn't do this without them either.
So let's get started. We have three first segments for you in this block. We have the robotics kids from Sharon. This next story about the Veterans Association here in the Valley pitching in, and
I got to take a trip to downtown Sharon, where not only do we show you how young people are coming together in the sake of art, but we're also showing you how art has taken shape in downtown Sharon. But first, Mike?
Veterans come first. Let's kick off the show this way.
I try to stay alive. You're not going to stay alive if you get all riled up all the time because your blood pressure is going up.
Robert Lincoln is staying alive. Just fine, thank you, at the age of 93. This proud man and World War II veteran still lives on the south side of Youngstown, literally a stone's throw from where he was born, across the street from his current home.
I built this house in 1956.
Built it yourself?
Yeah. Well, my wife's father was a master carpenter.
That was over 60 years ago. The roof started to go about 25 years ago because of a nearby fire. Burning embers blew from that fire onto his roof.
So it started, some of them fell, and then the shingles started to, So I said, well, what the hell are you going to do? That's the way life is,
So it got worse and worse, to the point that it was leaking inside.
A lot of them boards were rotted, after, about 30, 40 years, they just kind of rotted out,
Robert tried to get the money to get it fixed.
I kept trying, though, that's what we Marines do. We always try. We don't give up.
But he couldn't, so it sat, and it got worse. Finally, a local veteran, Leo Connolly, stepped in, and when Robert found out that somebody was willing to help,
I said, thank God. That's what I said, thank God. I appreciate words can't even describe my appreciation.
Yeah,
because without him, I would never, I don't know what I'd have done.
So the work began. Quick Cut Tree Service volunteered to take care of the trees, and Ken Huffman Roofing got to work on a much-needed repair.
I told Leo, I said it's one of the best roofers in the tri-state area. Huffman, Ken Huffman. Because, man, that roof is beautiful. Yeah, better than what I did,
Only volunteer hours and money from the Freedom Warrior golf outing could make it possible.
That's where I come from, huh? Yeah. Well, God bless you guys. I was 16 years old, I think. I worked out at Tippecanoe Country Club. golf course. You heard of Tippecanoe?
Sure.
Yeah. They wouldn't even let me put my foot on the golf course. That's right.
A sport that had formerly shut him out was now helping him out, reminding us all of a very valuable lesson.
Time solves all the problems, just in time.
And now a golf outing saves the house.
Yep.
Generous people willing to help, and one courageous man not too proud to ask.
I appreciate every bit of it. I sure do.
If you drive through downtown Sharon, it's hard to miss, and that's the point.
When we first heard about it, we were excited, and we were trying to, literally throw in our ideas on where we thought was the best place to put it, where it was going to be the highest visibility.
This mural goes far beyond just being something nice to look at. This mural represents hope, and the Hope Center was the catalyst. This incredible organization is one of 10 in the world that operates with the mentality that creativity fuels enterprise.
The story behind it started with a person calling me from the Park Inn, TJ Walk, and said, hey, we have an opportunity to volunteer, and if we volunteer with your organization, we have an opportunity to win potentially this world-famous mural artist who will come to our community and put a mural in collaboration with the community.
The process took a team of young people, a famous artist, Joel Bergner, and a community that believes in the power of art and culture.
Our kids came together with this mural artist and in 4 hours came up with the whole concept, the history, where we've been, our future, where we're going, an adventurer looking through a kaleidoscope to the future.
And so the painting began. In a matter of days, the mural was complete.
It starts with the Winter family, and they gave us access to a lift and some of their guys to help operate the lift. We had Jim Landino, Jen, they gave us a sprayer and a guy and allowed us to get everything primed, as well as Jamestown Coating Technologies donated all the primer, Warren Glass and Paint. I mean, all these companies came together, and then a bunch of local artists that volunteered their time, about a dozen, to come in and help paint the wall. And it happened in 6 days.
Jen Krasowski was one of the many local artists who helped paint the mural. Her appreciation for this kind of project fueled her and her fiancé, Jim Landino, to keep the artistic momentum going in a big way. It's this kind of vision that transitioned into reality, this time in the form of Lulu Beans Cafe.
Lulu Beans, I am so glad they're here. I knew that building as an old office building, the Petrini building, and it was an old office. And then Jim bought the building and said, I'm going to turn it into a cafe. And then Jen pulled in her visual art side, and collaboratively between the two of them and their whole vision, they've brought something to this community. There's no other restaurant like it around here. Nobody else looks like it, nobody has the flavors, the food.
The cafe is an eclectic mix of design elements, and the menu is a work of art itself. Colorful, fresh, healthy, and creative dishes, Lulu Beans is redefining what good food is while also redefining the downtown Sharon skyline. This cappuccino cup, 10 feet wide and 7 feet tall, will be attached to the roof of the cafe.
We have an interesting lens to Sharon. We live in Sharon. Our front yard is downtown Sharon. It really puts us in a very unique and different position. So when we ride around and we go to places, well, we say, okay, so what does it look like? I mean, what makes us want to get out of our car? You know, the challenge in Sharon isn't that there's no vehicles and people. The challenge is nobody comes to Sharon and gets out of their car enough. I mean, that's not that it's not happening, but the businesses that are doing well in Sharon are the ones who actually have a draw. They created a desire. Okay, this is a destination. You know, so when you look at Sharon right now, so the coffee shop, what we're doing here, putting this up on the roof. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I have said, if I'm a 4-year-old, I want to yell to my mom on Saturday morning, I want to go downtown Sharon and see the big coffee cup with the polka dots. That's what I would be saying, a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old. You want that energy. Mom, take me. Come on, let's go downtown. I want to see that again. You know, it's lit up today. It's this, it's that. You know, so get these people to feel like there's something, you know, really that's a draw to them.
With each stroke of the brush, each business taking initiative to become a destination, each person using their gifts, the city of Sharon is on its way to becoming exactly what the Hope students envisioned, even if it once seemed like it was impossible.
The challenge is to see what's not there, see beyond what you see what's possible.
Nothing like a trip to California.
There's sun all the time, the water's beautiful, it's the perfect temperature.
Meet the Sharon Tiger Techs, 2 local robotics teams that just finished their 3rd trip in a row to the Golden State. Sure, it was for fun, but also for business.
Of course, we want to have fun while we're out in California because it's California. But we also made sure to stay focused and know that we had to work hard in the competition and even take time while we're not in the competition to work on it.
And the hard work paid off. If you're not familiar with robotics, the kids create a robot that's programmed to complete a set of tasks on the board and do it in the fastest time possible. Mistakes and obstacles happen throughout the way, and the team that gets the job done quickly and efficiently scores the best.
The other teams are very impressive. Some of them had large, expansive robots that conquered the board in one swift movement, it seemed. And then some other teams, they were newly developing, probably the only ones in their area that just got to go to California.
Team 1 in the black shirts finished 27th in the world out of 80-plus teams.
I'm happy with it. I mean, we performed well. We tried our best. We did our best as a team, and we achieved what we could.
And Team 2 in the orange shirts won first place in gracious professionalism.
I think the judges saw how well we worked together and our communication skills especially, because I think one of the biggest things you have to have in this program is being able to talk and also being able to speak with your teammates and work cooperative with them.
And speaking of cooperation, here's the most impressive part. This group of kids is working with the Sharon and Hermitage fire departments to make a new kind of fire hose. Why?
They follow the hose to get out of a building. And to do that, they have to get on their hands and knees and actually hold on to the hose and follow it out to find the exit. Well, they came up with the idea of putting lights, indicators that are on the hose that the fire department, the firemen or women can actually see to get out quicker.
They said that it was a great idea because many of the other products out there that are normally just reflective don't really have anything to reflect off of in the smoke. So the lights along the hose will really be a big help to them, is what they said, and we did test it out, and the lights, as we know, already work very well.
The kids were excited about it, and this final step with a patent, the provisional patent that we have applied for, that's kind of like the step we wanted to take, but we haven't done it yet, and this is the year that we've finally completed that.
And the school year is complete as well. So while this building is silent, the teachers and the kids are taking a well-deserved summer break. Next year's competition theme deals with space travel, and they're already starting to work on it. So don't think the Tiger Techs are just sitting around.
We keep them busy over the summer. We have 3 robotics camps that are going on. There are 2 beginner camps that we're focusing on Mission to Mars. And then we have an intermediate camp, which is new this year, which is a little bit more advanced for kids who've already been in other camps.
I think one of the things that makes our team stand out is how much that we're in the community, and we're always out in the community, such as water fire. We always host camps at our school teaching kids about robotics, and we're always, having fun and just being nice to people.
We didn't do any robot dances.
No?
The whole time.
Did
I
you
thought
want-
for
did
sure.
you want to?
Yeah, I wanted to show the kids a little something.
He's got moves, guys. Wait till the next 100 episodes.
Thanks to Mr. T and the whole Sharon game. Remember when they came to the event in downtown Sharon and
I do.
came over and we gave them gift cards for sheets
I do
because they
remember
love
that.
the mac and cheese bites or something like
That was a really long time ago. I bet those kids are now in college.
Or beyond. Good for them.
That makes me feel old.
All right, let's take our first break.
First break, and then when we come back, another trip down memory lane. We're going to be
That sounds
cooking,
good.
okay? Right
A
here at
Valley
Bistro.
Spotlight Retrospective from Bistro here at 1907 in downtown Youngstown. Be right back.
Welcome back back
Yeah,
to the
Valley
show
Spotlight.
right before our 100th episode.
Yes, a lot of people celebrating Easter today. I hope you're full and not taking a nap yet. Do you have any Easter food traditions?
Oh yes. Well, I mean ham, of course, and my mom always makes like a potato salad that my grandmother used to make. So I'm not sure if she's making it this year because we're going to be with Fred's family for the first time. We're going to be with Brittany and Hugo. We were just with them, and then we're going to Grandma Jean's right after this.
I'm going to try to cook some steaks on the grill. Use all my Canzonetta brother experience and get on the grill and see if I can figure it out.
Do you feel like you're better at cooking?
Oh, 1,000 times better.
I mean,
since
really,
the
not
TV
like
stuff.
absolutely. Sincerely.
Absolutely.
And seriously.
Yeah.
Together.
All right. 2 stories from you in this segment.
Yes, the first one, of course, PTK, which is Pesto's Test Kitchen. That's what we always refer to it as behind the scenes. We're making that barbecue salmon. And then Steelite International, the glasses, the plateware that you've seen as part of this entire program. We take a look back to see what it is that John Miles and how he started. It's called A Lifetime of China. We are back in Mark Canzonetta's home away from home.
We are.
I like to call your actual home your home away from home.
It is because it is the Bistro 1907 Test Kitchen.
It sure is. This is where it all starts. And you, I have to say, you started a long time ago. Your history,
did.
our history.
It goes back 10 years at least.
Way back.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
For sure. Your love of cooking.
It's deep within my soul. It started with Julia Child, and here we are today.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You learned so much from just that one show.
That one episode when I was 11 years old.
Go figure. All right.
Let's go cook one of Julia's favorite fish.
Really?
Yeah, she loves salmon.
This is it.
This is it.
This is the dish that you are excited to make.
Well, you know, Julia loves salmon. You know, who doesn't love salmon as a chef, as a consumer? You know, we're going to do some great Scottish salmon. The waters around Scotland are so unbelievable. So we're going to take the Scottish salmons. We're just going to season it with a little sea salt. Then I made this great chili lime dust. So this is going to be one of the main features at Bistro 1907. We're going to take that Scottish salmon. We're going to put in this cast iron skillet. And we're
Again with the cast iron skillet.
You know, cast iron skillet, you know what?
Right?
It's like, you know, my grandma cooked in this pan. My great grandmother cooked in this pan. Why wouldn't I want to do that? So we're going to cook the Scottish salmon. I mean, look at the color of that. It's almost translucent. That shows you how fresh it is, because when you get seafood, it shouldn't smell whatsoever. It should smell like the ocean. It shouldn't smell like anything else. So we're going to start skin side down, because we want to cook it skin side down. And then we're going to flip it over. Once we have a little bit of a crust, flip it over. You see that great sear on it? And we scored the back of the salmon so that it doesn't curl up when it cooks.
Oh.
Exactly, exactly. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna get a little crust on it right now on the other side, because this pan is so hot. We almost blacken that. We're gonna take some bourbon barbecue sauce, and we're gonna baste that salmon with bourbon barbecue sauce. And this is gonna go into the whole southern thing. We're gonna baste it. We're gonna take it out of the pan. We're gonna throw it in here, and then we're gonna throw it in the oven to finish cooking, because we just wanna serve that medium. Throw it in the oven.
Okay.
And now we're gonna start the hash for it. The hash is the most unbelievable part, because a southern hash is just gonna be great. We're gonna take some smoky bacon that has a little bit of maple in it, and see those big chunks, because this is such a rustic dish. And we're gonna let that get a little caramelization, because we wanna, you know, bacon, you want to have that caramelization of the fat, of the natural sugars in it. We're gonna take some white onion, throw some white onion in there, a pinch of sea salt, just like that, and a little bit of black pepper. So we're gonna take those onions with that bacon, and we're gonna enrich it a little bit more. What is best about Southern cooking? Bacon fat. We're gonna add a little bacon fat to that. Now we're gonna add some kale, some beautiful dinosaur kale. We're just gonna let and that means that pan's happy. Everything going on in there, we're just making that dish happy. And this is just really quick. It's a quick saute. We just want to brighten up the color of that kale, crisp up that bacon, caramelize those onions a little bit to bring out their natural sugars. Okay? And now what we're going to do, we're going to add those oven roasted sweet potatoes. And what is so amazing about this dish? Sweet potatoes, salmon, bacon fat, kale, onions. I mean, just unbelievable dish. Look at the colors, look at the flavors we've developed. And now we're ready to plate.
the plating process begins.
Yeah, this
Mark.
is where, food is visual.
It
you
sure
eat
is.
with your eyes.
Yeah.
And it's so just unbelievable to see a great plate of food visually, whether it's colors and textures or whatever it is. A chef long ago, Chef John Shoup, taught me to say colors, textures, everything on a plate makes it so eye attracting. So we're gonna take this beautiful sweet potato, kale, and bacon hash, enriched with what? Bacon fat.
right?
Bacon fat. I mean, totally Southern. Look at that hash. Is that unbelievable? Not your typical hash that you imagine. We're gonna take that beautiful bourbon barbecue salmon and go right over the top. Look at that.
Look at you.
Yeah.
go.
And now
You've
we're
grown
gonna.
up so well.
I've traveled so much.
You have.
I've learned from all the people that I've been associated with.
And yet you come right back here to Youngstown and you share it with us.
You know what? Youngstown's a great place to live.
I agree. I couldn't
Great
agree
place to raise
more.
your
It's-
family.
It's given us everything we
Yeah.
have.
We're gonna take this fresh corn salsa. In the middle of harvest time, we're gonna get that from Molnar Farms. We're gonna take this fresh corn and cilantro salsa over the top of that. Look at that, unbelievable flavors,
Get out
crunches,
of
texture.
town, man. I don't even know what to say.
We're gonna kick it up with a little spice.
course
We're gonna
you will.
take jalapenos little baby brother, the Fresno chili from California, put it on top.
Little baby brother.
And then we're gonna
Oh, hi, little
fresh
baby
chives.
brother.
And boom, look at that.
Mark,
Bourbon,
you have done
brown
it again.
sugar,
All right.
salmon, sweet potato cash.
My favorite part, Mike Case, don't worry, he'll be able to do one of these.
Yes, he
segments
will.
One of these days.
He's gonna be jealous.
I know. Well, he's always a little bit jealous because I get to do a lot of the eating.
I know.
'cause,
And a great rosé to go with that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a bite.
I'm gonna take a bite as well. Because you know what, as a chef, it's kind of crazy. Salmon's not my favorite fish, but I love cooking it because it's so beautiful. The texture's amazing. It's so good for you.
The test kitchen. That's where you do it, man.
Wow.
This is so good.
Bacon and salmon.
Mark, thank you.
Is there anything better?
No, nothing. Nothing.
Here, only at the test kitchen at Bistro 1907.
Or at Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzanetta, located in
Thanks,
downtown
Lauren.
Youngstown. You are a true gift. And
I don't know about that, but
dear friend.
we just have a genuine dream for the Valley. We want to provide the best food and service in downtown Youngstown that it's ever seen.
Well said. Well
Cheers.
said. Cheers. Chicago, Illinois. Thousands of people pack into McCormick Place on Michigan Avenue to take part in the National Restaurant Association show.
Now, Mickey, too much gin, the drink's gonna be awesome, delicious, perfect, okay.
And right at the center of it all is Steel Light International. The China and flatware company dominates the marketplace.
We're doing everything from very basic value casual dining operations all the way to 3 Michelin star operations and 5-star resorts and so forth.
The remarkable display is eye-catching to say the least. But it's the product on the shelves that set them apart. Product that is designed by some of the most respected artisans from all over the world. Maham Anjum is a London-based ceramic artisan. She created a line of tableware that exudes color and soul.
I work very closely with chefs and restaurants, so we spend a lot of time and effort on each project that we're working on. So it's a lot of sampling involved, a lot of testing.
Robert Welsh is a family-owned flatware company in the UK. They have stood the test of time.
We sell all around the world. We sell to Crate and Barrel, we sell to Williams-Sonoma, we sell to some of the finest hotels, finest restaurants in the world, we sell to airlines.
Robert Gordon pottery is made in Australia. The warm and familiar designs resonate. They choose Steel Light because they choose to work with John Miles.
Even though Steel Light is a very big company, but it still feels like a very small company. I catch up with John on a regular basis and we talk about restaurants and pottery. There's not that corporate speak or language, it's very down to earth, and the love of ceramics in the industry is there. So, and he shares that like a small businessman like me, but he's obviously running a huge company, but they think like a small business too. They behave like that, so it's nice.
I think John's got this vision. You know, he's a doer, he gets things done. And his team are doers and they get things done. And they're sort of catering to a wider audience. You know, it's not a conservative way of doing the tabletop. It's quite broad. It's, you know, which I think makes them really unique.
And so this is how a knife starts,
Right here?
right there.
John's vision for what could be is why yet another space in downtown Youngstown has new life. Their Newcastle facility just didn't have enough space to expand to cater to a worldwide audience. What was once the iconic Youngstown Club is now a Steelite International showroom.
Honestly, at 3 o'clock one morning, I woke up and thought about this space, because you think about the historic value of this space and the number of people in town who have spent special times here in the space, and it had sat empty for a good period of time. So for us to be able to take it and transform it and do something that is really special, and I think that it's something that will have a lot of longevity to it, I think is terrific.
Everything that is displayed here is part of the collection of designs which are created or distributed by Steelite. The space itself is more than just a showroom.
I think something else that's really amazing about the space is the number of local artisans and contractors and people that worked here. Some of them actually who had worked on the space when it was originally built came back and helped us to recreate and retransform the space.
It's this hands-on approach that has guided John Miles from the beginning. He grew up in the China business. His father worked with Shenango China, and as a teenager, he learned from the elite team at Woodmere China. And eventually, John worked for Homer Laughlin, famous for their Fiesta wear. He is now officially the CEO of Steelite, which was founded in the late 1800s over in the UK.
It gives you a lot of in-depth knowledge and understanding of the tasks and how hard the people that work with you have to work every day. And I mean, that's been a big advantage for me. Had I just come into this business as the CEO and not had the depth of understanding and appreciation for what everyone does, I don't think it's the same.
And at Steelite, ideas become reality. Take this new line of cookware, for example. It behaves like cast iron, but it's easier to clean and lighter. Innovative ideas and people will continue to push this company into the future.
He trusts me as a product manager, so when I brought this concept to him, it was just really cool that he just said, work it, develop it, see where you get with it, and the fact that he trusts me as a product manager to do it, and then I can actually see this thing go, from, concept to fruition. I'm very proud of it, and very proud of Steelite.
That was one of those things where you learn a little something while you were doing it.
No kidding. And it's still on the menu here at Bistro 1907. It's one of their top dishes, and people can't get enough of it. Barbecue salmon. I would never think of it, but it's so good.
And now you see it popping up around town, don't you?
Yes, you really do.
Yeah.
He kind of sets the bar around here.
He really does.
Just putting it out there.
All right, we'll take a little break.
And then when we come back, more of some of the first things we've ever done on Valley Spotlight, including one of my favorite stories that half the team thinks is good and half the team thinks wasn't so great or not so interesting, but I love it. It's one of my personal favorites. So
be right back.
Stay tuned.
Well, Ducat not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducat. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducat. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
Back here on Easter Sunday for a lot of you on Valley Spotlight.
So happy Easter. We hope you're enjoying it with friends and family. We're taking a look back.
I hope you found all the eggs. Like my mom and dad sometimes hid the eggs, and then we didn't find. They were real eggs, like hard-boiled eggs. And then sometimes we didn't. Then we found it a little bit later, and then you really found it a lot easier when you could smell it.
Right. Very, very, very stinky.
Yeah, it's just back from the case, kids. Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that happen. I have to ask my mom. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of finding things
Yes.
and finding out things. That brings us to our first story. It's called The Apartment. You're just going to have to watch and see why it's one of my personal favorites.
Right.
But you also had a chance to do something special.
The folks at Yellow Brick Place are still helping cancer victims all across the valley and helping them and answering their questions. And we finally got to meet Sean Posey.
We did. This was his first appearance on our show, and it was all about the Palace Theater. So we're in Bistro 1907 right now. It was right next door, right where the parking lot is. So all of those stories, bing, bang, boom.
At first glance, you may not see it. You may not see why this modest apartment located above a home in Austintown, Ohio, is so special for two very unique women. As Terry Hauser walks up the steps, she's also walking back in time.
Well, we were in a little efficiency apartment with a little tiny kitchen and one little room. So when I walked in and I actually had a kitchen, it was pretty cool. It was just like, it felt more like a home, and it was our first home. And I was a whole 18 years old, so it was pretty cool.
It was in this place that so many firsts happened for Terry and her new husband, Jim.
First attempt at making a homemade pie. I'd never made pie before. I had several tries at the crust that got thrown away before I finally got one to roll out. So I made my first pie and I sat it on the counter there and took a picture of it before I baked it, just in case it didn't turn out. I could show him I did actually bake, make a pie.
And it was the first of many pies. Baking eventually became how Terry makes her living today.
I had my own business for 11 years where I baked, and I taught pie classes at the vocational school at Mahoning Valley MCCTC. Yeah. And now I'm working for Haas Apple Orchard and Cider Mill, and I bake lots of pies there.
A woman by the name of Jamie Gimmel now lives in this apartment. It is in this space that she is facing many of her own firsts.
I went through a change in my life. My husband and I separated, and I was looking for a place for a fresh start and a place that had enough space that my 4 kids could come anytime, they wanted to, and a place that felt like home and something that I could also afford.
Just as Terry had done more than 30 years ago, Jamie saw this place as inspiration.
I needed a space that had either a spare room, something where I could make my soap and my healthcare products.
Her soap making skills found a home of their own in this quaint apartment.
But when I came in and I went in and it was big enough for all of my children, and then on the back there used to be a porch and they closed it in. So it's just a long skinny room. There's really not much use for it. And it was absolutely perfect, and so we call it the lab. It's my lab.
For Jamie, moving into this apartment meant putting in quite a bit of work. When it came time to tell her parents where she planned on moving, she was prepared to have to convince them that she was making the right move.
It was hard, and she was concerned about where I was going, and so she started asking me a lot of questions. Where is this place? Is it in a safe place? Is it going to be okay for the boys? And so I started explaining to her, it's a private apartment, it's in a nice part of town, it's not like in an apartment building, it's above a garage. And then she was telling me, does it go back? Like, is there a garage behind it? Does it go, the stairs go up? Is there and she was describing it, and I was like, is she spying on me? It was really creepy. It was really weird.
And she said, it's above a garage. And I said, oh my gosh, Jamie, your dad and I lived in that apartment.
So you did not know? I didn't know. And then she started texting me these pictures. She pulled out the photo album and she sent me a picture of her driver's license with my address on it. It was so weird.
Once Terry and Jamie's father, Jim, found out that her place was once their place, the convincing process went a little easier.
It made me feel a lot more comfortable about being here.
Made me more comfortable.
I was supposed to be here.
And this apartment is where many more firsts will happen for these two women who just happen to be mother and daughter.
It's her. It's so different. It's her. It's what she likes, and it's her crazy colors and her fish sign and her soap lab. It's her. And the boys have a blast. They're happy. So it's different, and an adjustment for everybody, but it is a blessing to her just like it was to me. Different times.
You know, I was like, hi, I'm Daisy, my mom has cancer. Cry. And everybody hugged me.
That's how it starts sometimes. And in this office space, inside the Brandywine Plaza in Cornersburg, there is a place to go. And for Daisy Francis Shelley, it's exactly what she and her family needed.
Terrifying. To find out like one of your parents has cancer is one of the hardest things you ever want to hear.
Thankfully, we have Yellow Brick Place, founded by two survivors, Donna Detweiler and Anna A., an organization that helps cancer victims navigate through untested waters.
So they come in here and they find hope and they find help and they find understanding on a level that we have been there. We know what you're going through.
And just like Carol, most of the volunteers here are cancer survivors themselves. They counsel, they take you in the direction you need to go. No issue is too big or too small.
We will do everything we can to meet that need. Whether it's something big like finances, we have a couple financial counselors, or whether it's something that people might think small, like I need help cleaning my house or I need a ride.
They have a space a couple of doors down for a number of programs like gentle yoga or even movie and popcorn nights. This room is the wig room, where a woman can pick out a wig at, just like all the services here, no charge.
She found a wig that looked like her. She started to cry. She says, this is the first I felt like a woman since I have had my surgery. So they are often moved to tears, and we're often moved to tears. And we find hope for them and compassion.
That was the case for Daisy's mom, Milady, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Her body started to change, and eventually she had to shave her head. She did not want to appear on camera, but she did send this text message.
And her response was, Daisy, I am not a good speaker. I know you would do better. I appreciated the wig, the makeup class that I attended, especially now that I lost my eyebrows. They showed me how to apply the eyebrow pencil properly. It is a great organization, and it helped me when I needed it the most.
And it's not just the women that are being catered to. The men also have somewhere to turn. Steve Burbrick was in that boat at one time. Now he's a volunteer and he's a friend.
Well, there's no place for a guy to lean on. My wife didn't have cancer, so where was a guy going to go? You know, we got this big pride thing going on with guys, and you know, we want to work, take care of our family, so we didn't have a really good place to go. You don't have to talk about your cancer if you don't feel like it. If you just want to lean on somebody, just to kind of talk about anything in general, that's a big help, I think.
Drop in and see us, call and make an appointment, give us a call. We're just here to help, and we understand.
And when you do, you'll find out what they do, and maybe, like Daisy, you'll even do it for others.
I now know that they have a volunteer, that's me, to help them with anything that they need. The support that they gave our family, my mother, it's priceless.
The corner of Wick Avenue and Commerce Street is relatively quiet today. A few parked cars and a few shrubs give very little indication of the structure that once stood here. But during the height of the Roaring '20s, as downtown Youngstown reached its peak, the Keith Albee Theater, better known as the Palace, opened to capacity crowds. The Palace Theater opened to wide acclaim in the spring of 1926. Its marble columns and staircase and 2,300 seats wowed audiences from opening night. The Palace also featured an exquisite art gallery on the mezzanine level. Tickets on opening night went for 35 cents for the balcony, 50 cents for the mezzanine, 75 cents for the orchestra, and $1 for intimate loge seating. The Palace initially featured vaudeville performances. The finest acts played on the theater's massive stage, the largest ever built in the Mahoning Valley. The vast complex even included stalls large enough to wash horses, which occasionally appeared in the vaudeville shows. After the popularity of vaudeville declined in the 1930s, the Palace Theater hosted Broadway roadshows and the nation's most popular big bands. Frank Sinatra played for frenzied crowds in 1941 and 1942. Glenn Miller, the most celebrated band leader of the era, brought down the house only weeks before he disbanded his orchestra and volunteered for the World War II effort. Vaughn Monroe, Hal McIntyre, Jimmy Dorsey, the Andrews Sisters, and countless others played the Palace during the swing era from 1936 to the mid-1940s. Live performances continued throughout the 1950s, including famous burlesque dancer Gypsy Rose Lee and wholesome Patti Page, who sang her smash hit, The Tennessee Waltz, for an adoring audience.
To the Tennessee Waltz.
Oh! Squash brain, you, what are you doing? Taking duty. I'll pick at you in a minute. Go on, get going. Go ahead.
The Three Stooges had locals rolling in the aisles, and the Broadway touring shows continued. South Pacific, The Country Girl, Guys and Dolls, they all played at the Palace. In 1961, William Castle's classic schlock horror film, Homicidal, made its world premiere at the Palace in Youngstown.
Excitement at Youngstown, Ohio. Swarms of customers descend on the box office of the Palace Theater as cash registers ring up record grosses. Homicidal's mixture of suspense plus showmanship add up to a picture with money written all over it. William Castle passes out certificates redeemable during a fright break for those too scared to see the suspenseful climax of Homicidal.
I think it was much better than Psycho. I saw it. My husband did.
Right, I agree. Mr. Castle, I'd like to congratulate you on a fine piece of production. I think Alfred Hitchcock is going to have to go a long way to try and top something like this.
Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say.
The Psycho-inspired picture and its gimmicky fright break brought national attention to the theater. An unfortunate series of events led to the untimely closure of the Palace and ultimately its demolition in 1966. You know, we mentioned that we've learned a lot about cooking from the show. We also learned a lot about downtown Youngstown thanks to Sean.
And I bought a couple of his books, and they're so good. So if you're looking for something to, like, you know, a summer read or a spring break plain book,
Mother's Day,
you gotta check it out.
Father's Day. Yeah.
How about The Apartment?
How about The Apartment?
Okay.
You've won everyone over. Finally.
I mean, it's stories like that that make you go,
That's right.
Like,
All right, break time.
Yeah, and then more stories.
And then more stories for you. Hope you're enjoying this retrospective Valley Spotlight today. All right, back here at Bistro 1907, Valley Spotlight. Well, if you just tuned in, we're kind of combining our first two shows. Remember, they used to be a half an hour.
And now we're a full hour.
Right, so we're combining them with some other firsts as well.
Yes, all of the first in the spotlights, and then all of the first things that a lot of our partners have been able to help guide us through over the past several years.
And the first time we met Kelly Warren, and we introduced her to you on air. So that's one of the stories in this block.
We also had a chance to, of course, change our relationship with God this whole entire year, thanks to West City. And the best part is not only does it have to do with you one-on-one, but they have some community outreach that is just tremendous. You take a look back at their food distribution.
It's my first time.
And during COVID-19, when we were all on lockdown, we had Helga and Mitch as part of our show, and I couldn't be more grateful for the wonderful recipes that they've been able to share with us. So we'll kick it off with Playhouse Meatballs, okay?
Here we go.
Hi, this is Helga, the Kitchen Witch.
And I'm her daughter, Charlotte.
And today we're going to make a little party food because I have to go to a party down at the Manicoa, the Apollo Manicoa in Sharon,
Pennsylvania.
And so this makes like 60 some or 70 little balls, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
I know, we have
That's
to
a lot.
Roll, baby. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you today. I don't think we ever made those together, did we?
We did not.
You just ate them all the time, didn't you?
I do. I do enjoy them.
We have 1 pound of hot sausage bulk. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna go use 3 cups of Bisquick.
Okay.
Yes.
But not for the pancakes today, huh?
No, not for pancakes, yeah. 1. Okay, it's a little hard to get out of there.
I'm gonna pour some in there.
2. 1 more. You know, this Bisquick mix is always good for a lot of things. Something fast and easy to make. Okay, that's good. Okay. And now we're gonna go use, you can use actually any cheese you like. You can use white cheese, yellow cheese.
Mix of cheeses. A couple different kinds of cheeses.
Yeah, you can. I just like the, it's almost like a Colby, you know, it's a cheddar cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is the hard part, to mix it together. It's kind of tricky and it takes a little while.
Because it's kind of dry.
Yes,
and
but you're gonna get there because the hands, the warm hands with the meat, and it's gonna go easier. And we use a few of my Maggi. I mean, you've got to have that taste in there.
It's a good forearm workout.
Yes. Okay, now you see the consistency? It's real nice and tight, and it sticks together when you touch it.
Because we have to roll all the little
You have
balls.
to roll those little balls, yeah.
Takes a little while. You have to be patient.
And I like to tell you that I have got this recipe in the 70s. The Playhouse up on Glenwood Avenue in Youngstown had a cookbook sale, and I bought one of those, and that was in there. And his name, who actually came up with this, was Locke Elliott. He was a good friend of ours.
Mr. Locke Elliott, I remember very well.
And he actually was from Cleveland. No, Pittsburgh, sorry.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Okay, so we want them about that size?
Well,
a little bigger, a little smaller,
bigger.
a little bigger?
We're never going to get done if you keep that.
No, we'll recruit everybody and make everybody help.
Yes, it's going to be like a golf ball.
Okay, and then just
Let's
roll
see.
it up.
Very good. I'm going to go get a sheet pan, and we're going to all have to roll.
Put them on a cookie sheet.
Maybe get your father involved.
The oven's heating up. It's on 375?
Yes.
Yes?
For about 20 minutes.
All right, well, let's get rolling.
Look at this, how beautiful they are, aren't they?
Very nice.
They're
Now,
sausage balls.
spray the pan.
Yes, we have to spray the pan before. I didn't say that.
Before you bake them.
Yes, and 20 minutes, and that's it, and they come out beautiful like this. Now we can have a little honey mustard with that, or we can have horseradish, whatever you like. And I think we're gonna go dip it in a little bit of honey mustard.
Okay.
Okay.
And you know, Mom, I was thinking what a nice switch up it would be. What if you used that maple breakfast sausage?
Oh, okay.
And, you know, with the Bisquick and
Yes,
the cheese,
yes.
and then you dipped it in syrup.
Syrup, maple syrup.
That would be like a good breakfast thing for the kiddos. They would,
I know.
you know, kids love to eat with their hands.
The only thing is we can't have that for breakfast though.
This is just for us because it's an adult cocktail party.
Okay.
So for an adult cocktail party,
So should we go give it a try?
we shall.
Okay, I'm gonna
Pour
give
you one.
right there.
Pour me one.
That looks so nice. And yeah, you like to dip
They look
them?
very pretty. I think I'm gonna eat mine.
Just the
plain.
way they are? Okay. I'm gonna
They
try it
smell
with the
good
mustard.
too.
That mustard gives it a little, the sweetness with that hot sausage. Very good.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't
And of
had
course-
these in years. Wonderful.
Very good. And here we go again. Prost.
Prost.
This is Helga the Kitchen Witch saying auf Wiedersehen.
Tschüss.
Prost.
Welcome. New digs here for Kelly Warren, who has gone out on her own and started her own realty company. Is that fair to say?
It is.
Yeah, and what made you, we've talked about making the jump and the leap of faith in this episode earlier, so what made you decide to take that jump and make that move?
I've been in real estate for 18 years. I've worked at a few different companies over the years, and I've just come to a point where I know what's working best for my clients and for my team, and we know that we're able to offer the best services and do it our way when we do it right here locally and independent.
You have a big team.
I do.
Like, well, how many agents?
We're about 15 agents right now and 5 staff members.
How about that?
Yeah, so we're here to serve.
Yeah. What's been the toughest part about it, or what was the trick to it, you think?
To opening up?
Yeah.
Not really a trick. We had already been branded. We already had our agents and our staff. We all came into this together. So it's really been a smooth transaction.
I can't help but notice I see the commercials with Barbara from Shark Tank.
Mhm.
Tell me about that relationship and about the commercial.
Sure. Barbara is a mentor for me. She made her millions in real estate in the 70s. She was in it when it was a men's industry, and she kicked butt at it, for lack of a better term.
How did you meet her in the first place?
She does a mentoring and coaching group. There are 200 agents from across the whole country, only 5 from the state of Ohio, and I'm the top agent in the Youngstown area, so I was selected to be in part of her program.
Very good. Now, you guys have something, some things that are a little bit different than the other agencies around town. Tell me about the guaranteed purchase.
Oh, yes.
What's it officially called?
The Guaranteed Sold program.
Okay, very good.
Yes. So basically our advertising says that if we don't sell your house, we'll buy it, and that's true. Like I said, I've been doing this for 18 years. I've sold a lot of houses. I know what works and what doesn't work. So basically I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, and if I don't sell it, shame on me, I should have to buy it. And the flip side of that is my husband and I are real estate investors too. We believe in the Valley and we believe in our local real estate economy, so why not buy them?
Have you ever had to buy one?
We have.
Oh yeah?
So last year we sold 267 houses and we bought 2, so we're at less than 1%.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's good stuff. All right, if people want to get a hold of you or your team, why don't you give them the number, and I'm sure people will see it around town and become very familiar with it.
Sure. They can find us at kellysoldit.com.
Right.
Or our phone number is 330-717-2689.
Thanks for being part of our team. Thanks for partnering with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And she's going to tell us next time why fall, even though you think the house market goes into a slumber, is still a very good time to sell.
I grew up kind of in the same situation when I was younger, so it's something very near and dear to me.
Unfortunately for her, Cassie Keller has been there and done that. She and her family used to stand in line for food to help make ends meet, and it wasn't easy.
It was definitely a very uncomfortable way. It was very different than how we do it. It was us giving them personal information, different statements of money income that we have.
So when she took over the food distribution program here at Rust City Church, she wanted to change all that.
Here, I wanted to kind of make sure we don't put people in that uncomfortable place and do that. It's if you need help, you can come and you can easily just have people serve you.
And the people that come, they certainly notice.
Well, I'm retired, so we're pretty much on fixed income, so this helps out a lot.
I think it's great because a lot of people just don't have the money to buy the food that they need, so whatever they give out here really does help.
A lot of people end up just coming and they're honestly surprised that all they have to say is how many people are in their family or how many families they're picking up for, because they have the ability to be able to pick up for more than just themselves and their family. They're able to pick up for their neighbors or even family members.
Rust City Church has a giant group of volunteers called the Dream Team. It donates its time to serve the community. And every Wednesday, you'll see an army of them out there handing out the food.
They'll start getting the food out of the truck and putting it in positions. We have 2 lanes, so we have a side lane for the inside and then the outer lane. And so people will start helping to get the food set up so that it's more of like a drive-through as they're coming through. When I first started to do outreach, I was a little skeptical just because, again, it's Ohio. You never know with the weather what it's going to be like. And like, do I want to go out in the freezing cold? But it's definitely worth it just in the moment, even after, just, people are thankful, people are excited, you see people weekly, so you build that relationship with them because they continue to come, and, it's a good give back for even people that are trying to come and help neighbors out. So we see a lot of familiar faces and people are very happy and have a lot of gratitude and thanks towards us.
Other volunteers actually work the crowd out in the line, and it can get a little emotional.
Yeah, we have a prayer team that goes out, and they're one of the first teams that will head out. And so they go to car and they just ask if they have any prayer requests, and usually people are very vulnerable and, you know, just break down from whatever they're dealing with at the time. And it's some definitely powerful stories that we get from it, and it does a lot to just help encourage us every week to continue to get out there and do it.
Not everyone wants the food, but there's people that just come for diapers or just come for prayer, and that's something that I know people need at least one of those, if not all three.
Whether it's food in their bellies or nourishment for the soul, these folks have it down to a science, making it fast, easy, and unintrusive.
It's very quick. The whole entire process takes less than 30 minutes while you're in that line once it starts. Once we implemented this whole entire way of doing it on having a drive-through style, we were able to see over 100 families on a weekly basis. People that we never knew that were originally in our kind of normal rotation, so we were able to reach a whole lot more families because people had the opportunity to pick up for other people than just themselves.
And Cassie and her team knows the tough times aren't going away anytime soon, so they will be ready.
But I know a lot of people are still unemployed or kind of worried financially, so they rather just be able to get the additional help of this outreach. At times there are people that I'll see that I grew up with that are trying to be able to put food on the table for their family members or just themselves. So it's something that I know I can specifically be able to pray for them and hope that they're going to be able to get additional help or additional favor or blessings in their life because they're going through that still. Definitely come. We are always an open invitation. There's no pressure on coming, but we're also not going to force you to be here. But at the end of the day, we want to be able to help you in any way we can, whether it's giving you diapers because you have kids or being able to give you food or be able to just give you prayer.
And that's a partnership that will continue for quite some time, I hope.
Yeah, a lot of really wonderful stories that we've just set up and sort of gotten through with them. So thank you, Rest City, and happy Easter to everybody out there. Cheers, Michael.
Yeah.
We have come a long way.
Yep, and we should thank the people that started with us too at the very beginning.
Right.
Chad Cromer
and
Kate Ash.
Kate Ash, those are some of our real estate agents, and Kelly Warren has brought, so much to the table. So we appreciate them. Sarah from Helpful Hints and Hacks, and Jamie, and of course Carla and Julie.
Team.
He'll be back with us as the farm season starts and the marketplace is open.
Mr. Landino over in Sharon, you let us use his studio there for a little while.
Or let us build a studio.
Made a studio there.
In our little tiny baby office, we had 5 people in one little baby office. Remember?
Yeah.
And then we used the other area for shooting the show.
And then they're all trying to do work down the hall, and you guys are goofing around in the office and stuff. It worked out very well. It was a nice partnership.
Yes, we were a nice diversion to manufacturing car lifts.
I think so too.
Because they go together, TV and car lifts, right?
Yep. All right,
we are so grateful.
Wrap things up for this show, and then next week we're going to hit you with number 100. So wake the kids, tell the family. It should be a lot of fun.
There's a lot coming.
Before we go, how about a little bunny hop music?
Yeah, it's Squaw Creek, which Sarah Allen at Avalon, she's tremendously creative and a wonderful person, and we couldn't be more thankful to be able to have this for all of our little ones.
So we'll say goodbye on this one and see you next week on a brand new Valley Spotlight.
Cheers, Michael. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Put your right foot forward, put your left foot out.